Hey everybody. I wanted to try to make another video real quick here and have been thinking about some things lately. Kind of wanted to share that with you. Thoughts, specifically on this upcoming election about a month away. Um, One thing is I want to say up front is this video is very apolitical. So this is not directed at Democrats or Republicans or independents specifically. This is basically directed at everybody. Um, and that being said, is that uh, I've been doing some research lately, and that's kind of what spurred me to do this video. Basically, thinking through the fact of uh, what's one thing in this country that really brings a vast majority of people together, that is probably one of the most important things in their life that pretty much they would agree on. And that one thing that can came to the conclusion on, doesn't matter what race you are, doesn't matter what your background is, your socioeconomic status, um, you know, all of that, uh, what part of the country you're from. The one thing that's vitally important to the people who basically answer this question is a belief in God. So Gallup, I'm not sure if you've heard of them. They are a very large polling company, very well respected. Uh, Recently did a poll and just asked a simple question like they've done over time, and asked how many people in to get an idea of how many people in the United States currently believe in God. So the current answer to that question was 81%. The interesting thing is that uh, in 2017, before COVID and everything we've gone through the last 7 years, the actual number was actually 87%. So we've actually dropped 6%. And understanding kind of how terrible COVID was and just a lot of other things we've gone through and kind of the fear and just, I mean, especially for younger people right now, I think it's really hard just because the ability to buy a house, I mean, there's just a lot of stress that way. So I can understand why maybe some people might lose faith a little bit. So that's gone down. In relation to that, there was also other information in there going back to like the 50s and 60s. And at those points, when that was question was asked, is that 96 to 98%, right around there, responded in those polls back then that they believed in God. So we've obviously changed a lot, um, with people believing God. However, is that regardless, in a country where we're at with the current situation, with people so divided and polarized, and then obviously you have a lot of people who are independent, a lot of people in the middle that kind of aren't really sure where to go, whatever. It's amazing that you could have one thing that is that important in people's lives, which obviously God is important in people's lives if they state they believe in God, um, that they agree on. And so my recommendation, considering all that, is that when you go to vote, um, rather than just basing everything you're doing on your human emotion, your human uh, logic, which are the two polar ends, is ultimately what I ask you to do is please pray. Pray about what to do, because ultimately this is about the future of the whole ball of wax. And, um, God, if you believe in God, we want a country that is moving towards what God would want from us. And there may be some different beliefs on that or whatever, but ultimately, God doesn't change. God wants what he wants, and he's going to get what he wants because he controls the whole thing if you believe in that. So, for that 81% out there, uh, you can have different political beliefs, you can have all kinds of different views on different things, you can have different beliefs as far as community and culture, just a lot of different factors. But the bottom line is there has to be a coming together of people to some extent as far as the whole country and its future and the well-being of it, good or bad, in saying that, what does God want? What is the vision for this? What would God want? And the best place to find those answers is probably in the Bible. Ask for wisdom, pray for wisdom, pray for, if you're thinking, maybe your human thinking is maybe off, maybe too emotional, too cold, too emotional, too cold, maybe the logical side is kind of too cold and the emotional side is, you know, too not non-logical. It's like you need to make some decisions here, um, that are not in the, that are not just your typical round of things here as far as the future and what direction. Like more or less, you could just call this election that's coming up a crossroads for the whole country. So, the best thing, this is for that 81% out there who actually believe in God and are watching this, is that my whole purpose in making this video is to tell you to please pray about what the right, and have God show you what he wants. And it may not be something you like, may not be something you agree with, but God can change your mind. He can change your heart. You know, just ask for him to have, the other factor too, and this is an important thing. I wanted to add this, and I just thought about this at this moment. And this actually is related to another video that I made on here if you want to watch it, as far as who runs the world, is that also understanding that the bottom line is, if you are that 81% and you believe in God, then there is another side to that. And there are a lot of places in the Bible where it says that that evil side basically controls this world. So understand that you may not want to believe that there are threats out there, but there are. And, ask God to show you the way and to make it clear who those threats are, um, and give you wisdom that way. And so, where is the evil? Show me the evil. Show me who the people who are, doing, are nefarious out there and working for Satan, or whatever it happens to be, or possessed like that, or not even, maybe don't even believe in God at all and are being used, against God by Satan. So all of these things, I don't know if a lot of people have really thought about this in relation to politics, but it really, what it comes down to is, it's funny because really, when you get to a point like this in life and with where the country's at, is this becomes a lot less about politics and really just more about God and what you believe, if you're part of that 81%, and what you really think God would want for the future. So anyway, either way, get out and vote, but pray, and it's like, don't think that God won't show you that. It's like, if you're a Republican and, you sit down, you start reading, and God's going to show you the way. And it's like, well, maybe you might come to the center a little bit. If you're a Democrat and, you're very hardcore focused on, certain beliefs, and then you sit down and you start praying about it, and you start reading the Bible, and you start reading things, and then God will show you, maybe you come towards this. Who knows? I don't have all the answers, but, one thing I can tell you is God does. And if you ask him to, show you wisdom, he will. So anyway, uh, trying to build this channel, please, like, subscribe, shares, I guess. I mean, want to build this channel or whatever. I guess shares are really a huge thing, because you share it and then they share it, and then it's like the telephone game back when you were a kid or whatever. So anyway, if you could do those things, or subscribe, that kind of thing, I'd really appreciate it. And other than that, God bless you, and hopefully we'll talk to you again here soon. Take care. Have a great day.